Welcome back to a new food reviews with Fatty. As always, I'm your host Fatty, aka Jay. If you know, you know. If you don't know, now you know. You know. That's right. To be the man, you gotta beat the man. Woo! And on today's episode, this might beat the man because it's supposed to be cold. It is not cold though. They call them a Frosty from Wendy's, but when you live in Florida, they're more like a mushy by the time you get them. Melted pretty much all over me except for my shirt. I aimed for not getting it on the shirt, but yeah, it's pretty much a milkshake now. This is the new Thin Mint Frosty. It's in chocolate. They come in chocolate or vanilla. $2.69 for the small, and then every size up is a little bit more. So if you want to see it, here's the actual Frosty. There you go. You can see the little Thin Mint. That's Thin Mint frosting, I guess is what they say it is. This is definitely going back in the fridge when I'm done. And then there's this one problem that I keep running into at this place. I order the food and the Frosty. I decided to get a sandwich and a Frosty. I get in there. My order's in the mobile order. Now, when I say the mobile order, I mean in the drive-thru. Mobile order. Vroom, vroom. So, there's something that's been happening with the app, and I don't know what it is, but they really need to check it out. Wendy's, I'm giving you a shout out. You really need to check this out because your app is very dumb. And it seems like this Wendy's on US 19 here in Pinellas Park seems to have a lot of issues with their app and kind of with their people. I came in. I told them I said I walked in because the mobile app messed up, and there was like 10 cars in the drive-thru, and I was just trying to get it for pickup. And the mobile app changed it to drive-thru for some reason, despite me not ordering a drive-thru. I ordered mobile order, pickup inside. I get over there, it's set up for drive-thru. So I tell them what's going on. The first lady looks at me and she goes, I tell her, I said, I have a mobile order for pickup in the drive-thru. I said, the app messed up and I just don't want to wait for 10 cars to be able to get my food. She looks at me funny and she goes, oh. And then it proceeds on for their manager, I guess, or one of their team leads. He's the one that's making my food. He gives me a funny look and acts like it was like a big problem because I bought a sandwich and a drink. So I'm just going to go ahead and give them a shout out first. Secondly, I'm just going to go ahead and say one more thing. That's a problem. Customer service is terrible in this place. But the thing I really want to say is, if there are any companies out there that are food companies, whether it be restaurants, meal prep kit companies, you name it. If you want somebody that's going to be live on here, do a video for you, and put you in this, and do promotions on this channel, contact me. foodreviewswithfatty@gmail.com. All right? I'm more than willing to do promotions of your products. I do need sponsorships like yesterday. To put it quite simply, I live in one of the most expensive states in the United States. I say one of because there are some pretty expensive states now since things have been changing over the last couple years. But to put it quite simply, back in December, I lost my job. I'm living off some unemployment and stuff. I was going to start a GoFundMe, but I know nobody will help me because I'm a man, and some men just don't get help at all. But I would love to get sponsorships. So that's on the table. Now that I'm done with that, we can move on to the review. And yes, sometimes I'm going to rant, and that's just my choice. All right? My channel, my choice. If you like it, cool. If you don't, just the door. I'm joking. I would like for the subscribers to stay. Everybody who don't like the videos, though, you really can show yourself the door just like anybody else in America right now who don't like what's going on in politics. If you don't like who any of our people are that's running the government now, nobody else really does either, but they say they do, and the people that do, I'm glad for them. People that don't, just leave. Go to another country. We don't want to hear your crap. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I don't stand on either side of the fence. I kind of like ride the fence in this general case. I'm no party. But I do believe that if you don't like who the president is, you should leave the country because you're not being cool. That's another thing I wanted to shout out for PSA. Now on with the review. Just stuff I wanted to get off my chest because people act really silly in their comments sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, well, this is what it is. It's here for social media, so I'm being social. I'm telling things that are going on in my life or things that are going on in general. So I'm going to do this one of two ways because I just want to get a general idea all around. So yeah, I did put a straw in here first because it's almost a milkshake anyway, the way it's melted. Because it takes me 20 minutes to get here because there are 10,000 old people out on the road that have nothing else to do besides creep slow, stop at stop signs at 5 miles per hour, take off from the stop signs, 5 minutes later, they're still at the stop sign. Yeah, it's every kind of terrible with the old people down here and the people that don't know how to drive. So shout out to you guys too also. You guys are terrible. The ones that do know how to drive, to pull up at a stop sign, to stop, look around, and then go, awesome. The people that know how to do the speed limit, awesome. The people that don't know how to do that, not awesome. Cheers. Okay, so just through the straw, it's kind of like, it's got a lot of melt on the top, but it's not too bad in the general sense. But I believe there's two ways to eat a Frosty. It depends on who you are and how you like to do it. One is the straw. And the other one, ooh, I'm tasting little pieces of chocolate mint there. And the other way is the way that they like you to do it, but I don't like to do things by everybody else's rules, as you can already tell in this video. And there's going to be a little more of this attitude for anybody who don't like it, because I don't feel like I should have to cater to everybody's needs. I'll still do reviews, but it's going to be a tough little titty when everybody gets upset. That's all I'm saying. So now we're going to try it with a spoon. Now, the syrup itself is a little bit better with the chocolate Frosty because it gives you a thin mint kind of, how thin mints are real chocolatey, and there's a lot of chocolate in this, as you can see. It's just not real thick. It's melty. Like, it looks like a doo-doo. Looks like a poo. So anyhow, now my beef right here is this is supposed to be thin mint flavored, not actual thin mint pieces in it. And really what it tastes like is if you ever had a chocolate mint cookie dough. That's definitely what this feels like. Like a chocolate mint cookie dough. They make the dough you can buy for like mint chocolate cookies. That's the kind of thing it puts on for me. By the way, these are $2.69 for the small, because it's the premium drink, of course. Although it's not very premium. I hate to be like this, and I know everybody tells me I'm very too much crucially rating these things, like cruelly. Like I'm just being cruel about it. I used the word crucial, I meant cruel. I don't think so. My only beef is, like I said, is it just tastes like some cookie dough. It don't really have that ideal thin mint like texture. Thin mints, the cookies are just like really good. This has a texture that's runny, and they put a little bit of thin mint in there. If you see, they put a little bit in there all around. It kind of looks like a brown cow if there was a brown cow. What does the brown cow say? Do. And that's a joke. That's an inside joke. One day I might tell you. So yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call it. Well, I'll let Mr. Predicto call it first because he's always pretty good for the show. Mr. Predicto, does this Thin Mint Frosty from Wendy's suck?
Without hesitation, yes.
Man, he's been with me a lot lately on it. I guess now I'm starting to use him again in the videos and doing the videos. He's happy. Yeah, so I could agree. It doesn't suck. Maybe for a young child or somebody that really likes mint, yeah, this could be a good. It wouldn't be a deal breaker. However, the one thing I will say is, this is the thing, okay? First off, the value. It's a small Frosty. It doesn't cost them much to make that syrup. It doesn't cost them much to make the Frosty. If anybody knows anything about business or restaurant businesses, they make these things for a penny, and they're selling them for $2.69, maybe 2 pennies, because they buy everything in bulk. So value, I'm gonna give that like a 2 because it's not really much of a value. It does kind of look like what it's supposed to look like, so I'm gonna go with a 4 on that. And to wrap it up for my overall, I'm gonna say 5. Reason why I say 5 for the overall is because it's not a terrible drink. But again, like I said, this wouldn't be something that... I guess maybe Frosties are pretty much kids' drinks to begin with. I like to do reviews on them just to see if they come up with one that's actually really tasty. And I can say that a lot of the ones that I've had, anytime they make a new concoction, it's just not good. Wendy's, you definitely need to go back to the drawing board and work on this a little harder, because I'm not really feeling it, my dude. Yeah, that's my main thing. That's my main takeaway from it. And I don't really have a whole lot more to say about it. But once again, I'm going to do the same shout out I did in the beginning. I'm going to say, hey, Wendy's, learn how to do your customer service, buddy. And as for everybody else, if you have any food companies or any other kind of companies and you want to sponsor the channel, please do hit me up. That's foodreviewswithfatty@gmail.com. I'm not afraid to work for my money. I'm not going to beg through the GoFundMe because I don't have money for bills. I'm going to figure it out, get a job. And in the meantime, hit me up if you guys want sponsorships. I'll promote you on the channels, on my social media, because I did music before this. So I do have a large grouping of social media on LinkedIn, on Reddit, on everything. Everything. All right? So that's all I got to say about that there. And that's going to be the call of the day. And if you know, you know. And if you don't know, now you know. I'm calling it a day. And if you know, then you know. And if you don't know, now you know. Food Reviews with Fatty, out.